Well, some fairly startling headlines have been hitting the trade media recently with regards to the demise of the Congress group of professional Congress organisers. I'm joined by some of the leading lights from the leading industry association for the PCO market, the IAPCO, which is the International Association for Professional Congress Organisers. Nicola McGrain, thank you very much for joining us, and Michelle Nyman, also on the council of IAPCO. Nicola, let me start with you. What are the implications of the demise of Congress?
Well, I think in general the whole industry is really shocked because Congress have been a member of IAPCO, I think from, what year was it, Michelle? Early 80s. So, you know, they were the leading PCO and certainly helped develop the industry over the last number of years. So we're all very shocked. But having said that, I think sometimes when a negative happens, it gives us a great opportunity to create change. And IAPCO as an organisation are very progressive and very forward-thinking. So we see a huge opportunity here to turn this negative into a very positive outcome for PCOs and for our clients, and to come up with some sort of solution that will improve our industry and protect not just the PCO, not just the associations, but also the supply chain.
Interesting that you raised the point about protecting the supply chain as well, because a lot of the pressures that are being applied by associations in terms of risk management is perhaps pushing some of your members, towards the brink. What are your thoughts?
Well, I wouldn't say push them towards the brink. After all, when we are talking suppliers and PCOs, their individual relationships as companies, of course, are under a normal business agreement. So you would expect certainly from both suppliers and PCOs to apply transparency and, of course, due diligence. These are elements that are very important. So in every country, we are represented. We are representing 42 countries in our association, and there are many different business models around the world. So it's difficult to say
and legal jurisdictions as well.
And legal jurisdictions, exactly. So, and let there be no mistake, we are as an association, we are, like Nikki said, we are at the forefront. We have been discussing these elements. You know that we're about quality, and we have been discussing this within council and are ready to present to our members in February a whole set of changes that we think are valid for our quality program. So in that respect, we are addressing these issues, and we see what is happening in the industry, and we communicate much closer every time with all the stakeholders in this industry. So, and we try to get that level of the people that we are working with, including our clients, including our suppliers.
Nicola, it's going to be quite a challenge to gain universal agreement across all of those jurisdictions and that membership, whilst protecting the interests of clients and the supply chain itself, to establish a common code of practice. But the golden egg at the end of this particular goose is very much the opportunity to distance the professional community from the unaccredited conference organiser.
That's right, and look, this is such an unfortunate situation, and IAPCO is a very proactive organisation, very forward-thinking. And funnily enough, we all met in Abu Dhabi 4 days before this news broke. And the very point of conversation on the table was this, how do we're at a crossroads now. Where do we go next? And I think this situation, we have to turn it into a positive and bring all our members together and look at jurisdiction in every country and come up with best practice in terms of the financial offering and how we operate.
Talk is cheap. It's easy to put out a statement, it's easy to put out a code of practice. Where is the opportunity for creating penalties or a degree of, if you like, protection that says it's more than just putting out a statement saying we promise to be transparent in our activities?
Well, James, you see that there is a relationship, a business relationship taking place between an association and a PCO. We, as a platform, we offer the guidelines. That is what we do. And we hope of course, that all our members live by those guidelines and rules. Individual entrepreneurs, however, are very difficult to control. So what we can do is get around the table, get engaged, have all the stakeholders around that same table, discuss, confront the issue, and talk about it. Now you say talk is cheap, but we all together have to come to a solution which we cannot do in a week's time. So of all these different countries, getting a regular code of practice around the globe will take some time. We are discussing it. We have been discussing it before the demise. Yeah. Unfortunate demise, I have to say. It's a really sad thing. And so in that sense, as a platform that we offer, the exchange of knowledge and the sharing of experience are at the core of what we do.
During the interim between now and whenever you reach the conclusion to those deliberations,
yes,
there needs to be continual client engagement.
Yes.
You need to take them presumably on the same journey that you're on to make sure that all the stakeholders involved buy into this new accreditation or whatever the scheme is that creates differentiation or at least distance from the less professional community.
Of course, we need to empower our own clients to make the right decision and to choose whichever business model suits their needs.
I don't think anybody's got an issue with the business models, whether it's commission driven, whether it's fee driven. The key thing is to make sure that there's transparency and an understanding between the client and the supply chain.
In a way, the conversation needs to take place with the clients, the PCOs and the supply chain.
Exactly.
So that may be the outcome that we'll talk about in Melbourne. Do we need roundtable discussions to see how best? Because PCOs also being put under a lot of pressure.
Yep.
Clients are being put under a lot of pressure. So we need to find that common ground where there's a mutual benefit for everybody.
Sounds like Melbourne's going to be quite a pivotal moment in the development of IAPCO and the members.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yes.
Well, thank you both very much for joining us. I think the industry's been looking for some leadership. We found some. Thank you very much indeed.
You're very welcome.
Thank you,
Keep
James.
watching this space.
Anytime.
Pleasure. Thank you.